Trump's been in office 1 week. And what's happened? Well, Elon Musk has proven he's not really American when he sig heils and makes a salute that's reminiscent of the Nazis. I don't think that goes over too well here in America, nor do I think do his programs. And they're all being contested at this point. He's acting too much like an agency, and if he is an agency, he's got to be transparent. Everyone's got to know what he's doing. So I don't know what's going to happen with Elon Musk's Doge. It's supposed to be an agency that looks after the federal employees, not destroys their work. And I think we're going to soon find out that federal employees and the agencies are really necessary for the people's survival. I never saw so many billionaires as attended Trump's inauguration. They gotta believe that they're getting something in return. And one thing they want in return, all of them, is those tax cuts. The 21% that corporations have to pay, and probably they don't even pay that. Those tax cuts sunset this year. And I say, let them expire. We don't need corporations not to pay into the system, especially when they're going to look at our Social Security, our Medicaid, and our Medicare to fund the tax cuts. No way, it's enough. Corporations are not accountable. And very honestly, the fossil fuel companies should be paying for all the damage that they've caused in California. Drill, baby, drill is not a mantra for the 21st century. We already know carbon emissions, methane emissions, sulfur emissions, they're all causal in weather extremes. And we got weather extremes all over the country. The fires in California, even if they had the water, with 99-mile-an-hour winds, they would have burned, baby, burned. And they did. Thankfully, we're hoping that there's rain on the horizon to help the firefighters. And then they got to be able to build back somewhere. And somehow, where it's up to code, where the houses are really fire resistant, and where folks can get some kind of insurance. These plans have got to be expedited. If you've got millions, yeah, you can go to another house. But if you're the maids and the housekeepers and the butcher, the baker, the fishmonger, guess what? You need a place to live. And you need a place to live that's affordable. So you got fires in California. When I was in the desert, they've got windstorms where the air particles are over 110, and you really should be staying in. It's not healthy to go out, even though it's not 100 degrees in January. January is the beginning of the warm months. But if there's a windstorm, you gotta be in. So you got winds in the desert, fires in California, and the polar vortex that swept across the country. And my friend who was supposed to come here from Pensacola for 2 days, well, she was stranded in Pensacola. They had 6 inches of snow. They've never had 6 inches of snow. But there it is. Weather extremes. This is not something we should celebrate or say, oh, there's no global warming. all over the world, people are experiencing weather anomalies, floods. It doesn't matter where you are. Nobody is safe. And we're going to have global migrations as folks look to areas for food and water resources. Sure, the fossil fuel companies gave $500 million to Trump in hopes of giving millions and billions back. But you know what, folks? They should be contributing, along with the power plants, to the recovery of every state that's damaged because of global warming. Sicknesses are caused by toxic pollution. People are suffering heart attacks. They're getting diabetes, all because of toxicity in the air. Our lifestyle lasted probably close to 150 years, but now it's time for change. Massive change, not AI change. I've had experience with those bots. The bots don't know what happens in the real world. Bots are not the answer. The answer is an energy revolution. And what did Trump do that was truly dreadful this week? He pardoned the 1,500 people who took part in the January 6th insurrection. I thought that was pretty disgusting. And I think law enforcement is not too happy about that either, nor are MAGA folks who believe in law and order. Not right. Not right to have done that. And it's still not right that he wants to nominate folks into office who are there to destroy our institutions. Gotta put a lid on these people. Gotta say no. And there's no compromise when it comes to making America continue to be great. We need to know what's happening around the world. We need a strong defense. We need to know what our allies are doing and what our enemies are doing. And if we put in power people who are pro-Putin, guess what? Our allies aren't going to talk to us. So I think you got to be careful in the Republican Party who you nominate, and you got to start saying no to Trump. He can't get his way on everything, and certainly not if it means that the middle class suffers. Giving tax cuts to the wealthy who don't need them, that's going to hurt us because they won't raise taxes elsewhere. No, siree. What they'll do is they'll come after you and me for our pittance that we get from Medicare or Medicaid. So, next 100 days are going to be interesting, and let's see how everyone in the Trump universe gets along. Bye now.